Hi. Alright, so a couple of you got to see the video I did yesterday, and that's really good. And I am posting them again, of course, so you can go back and look at them. So, in case you don't know who I am, I'm Paula Bowden. I started this group, the Clairvoyant Coach Group, and I am a clairvoyant. I've been an active clairvoyant for over the last 20 years and have really started to create this as a way for people to heal and improve their lives. So right now I'm somewhere south of, there's mosquitoes out here, apparently. I'm somewhere north of Prince George, British Columbia, and we're driving from Sacramento, California to Fairbanks, Alaska. I'm in Sacramento, and my partner, she lives in Fairbanks, and so we go back and forth. And we take a look at both places and live in both places. We are in California in the wintertime. So one of the things that has gotten me by, a little bit more about me, I come from a family with quite a bit of problems. It wasn't an easy family to grow up with, and it wasn't easy to deal with. And when I was in my early, probably even before I turned 20, I decided I wanted to have a different life for myself than my sisters. And the way that I handled that was I started going to therapy, and I started doing a lot of seeking. I did different types of spiritual studies, and when I was about 29, my eldest sister, Kathy, was diagnosed with brain cancer. And so I left my job to go take care of her. And in doing so, what happened was I started feeling all of her stuff. I felt the brain tumor, I felt the nausea, everything from the chemotherapy and the radiation. I felt all of that in my body. And it was difficult to deal with it. And I was told by a friend of mine that I was an empath. And what it meant to be an empath for me was that I felt everybody else's pain. And it meant that I couldn't go to a mall and I couldn't do all of this different stuff that everybody else could. It was just difficult to move through the world. So I started taking classes, and I learned how to be clairvoyant, and I learned how to develop my ability. So yesterday I taught you to ground. So if you looked at the video, just remember that the way you ground your body, one of the many ways to ground your body, is right from the base of your spine to the center of the earth. Create a grounding cord, create a connection. And this connection just drops right from the base of your spine, and it drops all the way down into the center of the earth. This is one of many different ways to ground. And this particular way has been used by a lot of different organizations throughout history. Other ways to ground are to bring earth energy up from your feet and that sort of thing, but this is just a grounding way. Then after we ground and we start to release energy that doesn't belong to us, we need to start filling back up. And the way we start filling back up is by creating that big, huge bubble above your head, and allow it to be magnetic, and allow it to start to contact and bring your energy that belongs to you, that you may have left. So just go ahead and do that. Just ground your body and create that bubble and call your energy back. And then pop that bubble and allow that energy to come down inside and down into your body. So part of the reason why this is important is as we go throughout our day, we are constantly giving away our energy and constantly giving it away. It causes adrenal fatigue. It's said to cause different types of digestive problems because we're draining our body. And once we ground and start to come back into our body and start to bring our energy back in, then we can start to own it. And as I go through these videos, I'll continue to teach a little bit about what my concepts are around that. So the next part of this is to connect to the earth. And you do that by saying hello to the earth. And you and the earth are in this together. So it doesn't matter if you're in an airplane. It doesn't matter if you're on a boat. It doesn't matter where you are, in a high-rise on a 43rd floor. It doesn't matter. Or like I am right now in the middle of this forest at this rest stop along the road along Highway 16 in British Columbia. So by connecting to the earth, you can say hello to the earth and allow it to start to bring an energy up through your body, through your legs, and down your grounding cord in a circle. And it can be whatever color, and it can be whatever you want it to be, and it can be whatever energy is going to work for you right at this moment. And so you say hello to that grounding, and as you say hello to that grounding, you connect in with the earth. There are people who say, well, you have to do this barefoot, you can't do it with rubber shoes, and that hasn't been my experience. I've got rubber sole shoes right now, and as I say hello to the energy of the earth, it starts to come up, and the color I'm working with right now is a red. And the energy I'm working with is abundance. And so it comes up through my feet, it comes up through my ankles, it comes up through my calves, up through my thighs, and then goes back down that grounding cord and starts a loop. And then the energy above, say hello, people call it the cosmos or the heavens, the sky, the universe, whatever you want to call it, the energy up above, comes down and it starts out in the top of your head, which another name for that is your crown chakra. It starts out right at the top. And it comes down the back, and depending on who you talk to, there's either 2 channels on either side of your spine, or there's 1 on either side. I tend to see 2. And the energy comes down on either side of your spine and down into your grounding cord, and just allow it to pour down into that grounding cord. And it's the same with the earth energy. Find a color. You can check in with the sky and say, what color? Cosmos, what color works? Right now it's a light blue for me. And I'm bringing in the energy of happiness with that, joy. And then as it comes down, it clears the back of the body, it clears the chakras, it clears the energy centers, it releases any type of connection I have with anybody else. And then I leave 3-4% of it to continue to go down my grounding cord, and then the rest of it comes up. And it comes up the front of my body, and it clears the front of my body, and it clears up and out, and then it spouts out the top, and it goes down my arms, and it comes out my hands. And it's just this amazing connection. So you ground your body, say hello to the energy of the earth and the sky, or the cosmos, or the universe, whatever word you want for it. And what happens is we become then a connection. We become this amazing, incredible connection between the earth and the sky. Become a conduit. It's a place where these energies are allowed to connect with each other, like the trees are behind me. They go down into the earth and they communicate with the sky and the air. And it just becomes magical, and it's a space my head gets so clear and quiet. So be sure to comment. I see that there's 4 or 5 of you watching. That's fantastic. And be sure to comment and see how this is for you. And then tomorrow, or maybe later this afternoon, I'm going to start working on creating for yourself. How to have that energy, whether you call it law of consciousness, law of attraction. There's organizations that call it a mock-up. You're creating for yourself, whatever that is. Start to create that for yourself, and that's what we'll work on later. So let me know what you think, and thanks very much for watching.